I've often said before that if we want to support Israel, that does not mean that we have to give our stamp of approval to any and every evil thing that they might attempt. If we have a friend who lets us know that he intends to rob a bank, then it is our job as that person's friend to do everything we can and take every measure we can to thwart him from doing so for that person's good. Because if he does go through with it, he will spend years and years locked up, which is far worse than just the possibility of putting a strain on a friendship. I've often wondered, is there something special that gives Israel the right to rule by right of conquest within Palestine, to take away the property of others, to rob the residents of Palestine for their own profit, just because they have the strength and ability to do so? And the answer is, of course, no. They don't. What has happened, and by the way, the Palestinians have nothing to do with the Philistines in the Bible. This building up of an Israeli state is not the return that's mentioned in the Bible of coming back from Babylon, or of the millennial kingdom when the descendant of David rules as a king over Israel again. This is a situation where by right of conquest, by United States military assistance and monetary assistance and public opinion assistance, they have stolen the land of Palestine from the people who live there. In fact, it smells exactly the same thing as the policies of the Third Reich did toward the Jews, is what the Jews now are doing to the Palestinians. You may recall that the Jews were put into ghettos where conditions were very, very bad, where there were no jobs, and their belongings were taken away, and their jobs, the jobs of the Jewish persons living in Germany, were taken away and given to the so-called master race of Germans. And this smells just like putting the Palestinians into the Gaza Strip and to the West Bank, and where conditions are very, very bad, and where their belongings now, lands, vineyards, farms, houses, are taken away from them and given to settlers, to Jewish settlers. And it sure smells. And then the quisling informants that are cultivated within the Gaza Strip and the West Bank for the Israeli military who rule. They have some Palestinian rule, but their only purpose is, and if they want to do anything, then they must clear it with the Israeli occupying military. This is just the same, as far as I can tell. Ruling by right of conquest is the same as going into the Rhineland, going into Austria, going into Poland, Belgium, France, and ruling by right of conquest. And to say that this is okay because the Bible says so, first of all, the Bible doesn't say so. It is a horrid misinterpretation of many different passages in Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel, to say that what is going on in Palestine right now is God's plan for the Palestinians or for the Jewish race. These verses refer to the return from the Babylonian captivity and to the millennial kingdom when David will rule as king, or his descendant will rule as king. But it is not. It is not taking American military hardware, software, money, and using it to steal from other people. If we are, this is a religious crusade to free the Holy Land from the grip of the Muslim. There is no difference between what is going on now and the Dark Ages crusades of freeing the Holy Lands from the Muslims. That is what is happening right now. And it was evil then, and it is evil now, to be doing so. We should not, if we care about Israel, we cannot support them. And it poisons the Middle East. It's been only going on since 1945, but it seems like it's been going on forever and ever and ever. Well, if try to view it from the Palestinians' perspective. I used to live in the knobs of Kentucky. Beautiful, beautiful country. But if a foreign power came in and said, all right, we're going to give Kentucky to the Japanese, and all the houses, all the farms, they're now Japanese property. All the people who live in Kentucky, you can continue living there, but we have special ghettos where you can live. And if you want a job, you can come and sweep the floors and scrub the floors and clean the toilets of the Japanese people who live here. You know, there are many people in Kentucky who would rise up with manly firmness and resist that for generations. They would never forget. And they would have to be crushed and recrushed constantly, the way the Palestinians are being crushed right now. Thousands imprisoned, torture going on, deaths happening on a constant basis to any Palestinian man who says this is wrong and stands up against it.